Okay, welcome to part 2 of painting with light, and as you saw flip up, there's the reference photo by Pre-Illumination Seth I found on it was either pixels.com or Unsplash, I can't remember which one now. And in this video I'm actually just talking about how painting with pastels is all about painting with light. And you go, well, hang on, you're using colours. And that's true. We are painting with colour. But each colour represents light. And the various shades of light. Oh, I do want to thank Neela, who's been inundating me with buy me a coffee, and pretty much the coffees that I had during this painting were courtesy of Neela, so thank you. Turquoise shade. I thought maybe I talk a little bit about turquoise. I have found it to be in the Panpastel range one of the most versatile colours for shadows, and it plays so beautifully against the yellows and oranges that I'm using in this particular painting. That and permanent green, and around her neck you'll see the if you'd watched the part 1, I had a lot of green as a base layer around her, the back of her neck, and I'll end up using the turquoise, either extra dark or turquoise shade, to go over that green, and the shadow just looks, I thought it looked pretty good. The warmth, the warm colours of orange and diary-lied yellow and ochre, which they now call yellow oxide is the new name that Golden have picked for ochre, were really what I was using on her skin to there's some permanent red going down, to represent the glow of lights showing on her skin. And the thing about pastel is, as you're doing the painting, I find particularly of portraits and this particular almost cinematic photo, the contrasts of what was going on, you're trying to find what is light and what is dark, and if you can find those, then the picture will come to life by itself. And so it's less about going, what is the most accurate colour representation that I see here. If I want to do the most accurate colour representation, then pastel pencil is probably a better tool to use than Panpastels, because you have much greater control over the choice of colours with pencil selection. But with Panpastels, there's actually a limited palette to use, so I actually find forcing myself to use less is working really good for me on my art journey. And I found as I did this painting, it was less about trying to get it accurate, and more it felt like sculpting the characters out of the paper. And the paper I'm using is Pastel Matte, and Panpastel and Pastel Matte it's quite a grippy paper, and it's not like a sanded surface, but it does wear down your applicators. A painting like this, I'll probably go through maybe 1 or 2 applicator heads, just because it is a little bit abrasive, and the pigments stick to it just beautifully. I'm using the wedge here, and I'm just blocking in. It looks like I'm just colouring in, but you just got to get that base layer down, and you end up putting your darker darks and lighter lights on top. So I thought I'm calling this series Painting with Light. It's a 3-part, and the full version of seeing this done in real time is available. There's a playlist called Dances in the Dark, and you can find it in the channel under lives. And I think it took about 10 hours to do the painting. Just a little bit of a pastel stick. I just needed a couple of colours and control that I couldn't quite get with the applicators for sort of the frill of her dress. But the vast majority, 99% of this painting is done just using Panpastels. They're such a versatile medium, and I am of course using my turquoise around her hair. And I thought, when I streamed this live, I had my headphones on, and I think it was at night time, and there wasn't really anyone on the stream with me, so it was quite good to just bang away at painting it. And the background I had given a wash with a black gouache to just give me as much dark as I could cope with to begin with. I actually prefer doing pastels on a black paper, and I wish that Pastel Mat would come out with a pure black paper. And a lot of pastelists prefer lighter or mid-tone papers, but for me, the darker the paper, the easier it is for the light to appear. It does. What that means is, like, under her arm, where it's quite purpley, and around his eye, I have used some negative space in the painting, and not tried to cover up everything with pastel. I wanted to use some of that black background. I'm watching myself on the repeat here, trying to get that eye, and I did pull out the pastel pencils to just give me a little bit of control. And there's a special little applicator, the one I'm using right now, that it's kind of like a paintbrush. I'm still getting used to that. I tend to do my paintings more like palette knife work, and they're a bit chunky, so, which I like. I like that sort of splash of different colours across her back. It really works for me. But for this little section I'm doing here, this is her scrunchie or her hair clip, and I'd never done a hair clip before, and I was streaming live at the time, which is a lovely way to stay honest in my painting. So what you see is this is mistakes and all. And I was thinking, how am I going to do this? It's kind of a pinky, inky scrunchy, so I'll start with the mid-tones, and then I'll go with tints on top. So Panpastel's rather lovely in that it blends the pastels together beautifully, and you can make your own colours from it. And there I'm just going in with some extra dark phthalo to try and get in the darker bits, which was, normally for something that's more detailed like this, I would first go for the pastel pencils, because you've got so much more control than the applicators. But on this journey, I'm more trying to express the idea of what's there, then replicate it exactly. There's already a lovely photo of this couple. It doesn't need to be a photocopy of it. It needs to be some sort of emotional representation. Oh, that little pastel pencil I'm using there is a General's charcoal. Oh look, we came to the end. I hope you join me for part 3. Thanks for watching.